Hey guys, coming to you live from Brisbane, Australia. Hope you're all doing really good. You can probably hear all the bugs and everything going on. Actually got to go in about 10 minutes, I just realized. So we'll make this quick. And I'll just actually reintroduce myself today. And if you're here, let me know. Just message me or wave. But yeah, lots of new followers, so I'll reintroduce myself. So I actually, like I said, live in Brisbane, Australia. Awesome place. You should come sometime. I'm 28. I am a worldwide business owner, and we work with a very exciting technology that slows down aging in over 33 countries. So that's really cool. It's good to be able to make a big difference in people's lives, right? Especially we live in a globe where we're all interconnected. We're one community. So Mod Shine Craft, I see ya. Sachi Girl, I see ya. Good to have you on. And just frequently asked questions about me and Australia. Letting you know, is Australia dangerous? How are the bugs and stuff? Pretty much, if you pretty much leave the bugs alone, if you leave the animals alone, they'll leave you alone. Although, in saying that, should I have a story about? Yeah, I'll share it. So I was at my friend's place one time in Melbourne, not quite the country, but near the coast. And I was sleeping in a room, and one night there was a little, if you ever had the chocolate Guardians, like this, that are shaped like seashells, had that, like something that looked like that on my pillow. And I thought my friend had put a chocolate on my pillow. I thought that he was actually, he's given me something to look at. When I picked it up to eat, it unraveled itself. So it literally came out like a worm, and it was about that long. So anyway, these things exist. I just thought I'd share that. The second quick thing is, where am I from? Am I Japanese? I actually grew up in New Zealand. I have Chinese heritage, so my parents are actually Malaysian Chinese. So anyway, basically I had a discussion with a friend, Marella, and we were discussing something that happened with her recently. Hey Kelsey, I see ya. Hey Faye. Basically, she was asking me, and I won't say the details, but she wanted my opinion and for me to discuss whether if something that we set our heart on doesn't work out, should we try again? So I will talk about it from a business career perspective, and I know this applies to relationships as well. So I will address that at the end. I'll give my opinion, but I'm not a relationship coach per se, as you know. So the biggest thing is, should you try again if something doesn't work out? In general, I will give something advice or an opinion that's probably contrary to what most people would say. I would say that, what's the alternative? So if you don't try again, what's the alternative? What's going to happen if you don't? What's going to happen if you don't try again or don't do it? And I'll share two stories real quick from my life. So I used to play in an orchestra. I used to be a musician. I used to play the violin. And in an orchestra, it's a big stage. It's a big place. And essentially, I was stuck at the back, right? I was about 15, 16. I was stuck at the back. And to get in those orchestras, you got to audition. And it's a lot of work and it's a lot of practice that you got to put in. Obviously, it didn't work out the way I wanted. And when you're sitting at the back, two things happen. One is that you can't see the conductor. So you need to be able to see what's happening in front of you to lead you to know what to play or when to play, essentially speaking. The other thing is, when you sit at the back, you're next to French horns, brass, that essentially spit, in case you didn't know, every so often. So you're next to, so I had to ask myself, I spent 1 year auditioning for a position and I didn't get what I wanted. Am I going to try again, or am I going to give up? So for me, the alternative of giving up, never playing again in an orchestra, wasn't an alternative at all. So I tried again. The second story I wanted to share in terms of what I believe, what I do, I went back to uni twice. I changed careers 3 times. I worked probably over 5 retail jobs. And pretty much the first time I went to uni, I did accounting and I did business. And from that, what I found is that I put 3 years, a lot of time, a lot of interviews, a lot of resumes, a lot of connecting, a lot of networking, only to find that the treasure at the end of the rainbow wasn't what I was into, what I was after. And it did feel like I'd failed at that point, because when you put a lot of effort into something, you expect it to come back, right? So what would a normal person do? I could either sit on it, slog it out for 40, 50 years in an office. They're gonna raise their retirement age, guys. Or I could do something I prefer. And that's what I did. I essentially did something. I went into a second degree. I went back to study a health degree. That's me. I sunk over 20,000, like thousands of dollars, guys, on it, right? And I thought, okay, this is it. I found the dream job. Finding the dream guy or dream girl. I found it. I've done it, guys. And I went and I worked for 2.5 years, only to find that it didn't tick all my boxes. Didn't tick all my boxes. I spent over 6 years studying, and obviously there was a time and financial aspect to it. Didn't work out. So again, you can analyze it to the bone, but the concept I would encourage is to think about what's the alternative. What would happen if I don't change or do something else? I'd be unhappy for the rest of my life. So I started an online business, as you would. So that's my take on it. Anytime you're wondering if you should try again, if something didn't work out, if it failed potentially, ask yourself, what is the alternative? And that will help you a lot. I will address 2 things. I will address, so with relationships, I think, for example, again, this is my opinion, not, it's off the cuff. People have asked me, I think if a relationship didn't work out, it's often for the best. That's a great thing, because it means that you figured out what isn't working. Hey Pedro, I see ya. Good to have you on. So basically, if it doesn't work out, it's telling you that the 2 people are not energetically aligned. Okay, the 2 people are not energetically aligned. So what that means is that now the alternative is you can then spend your time looking and finding someone else to connect with. Okay. The other thing I would talk about is age. So often people don't try again because they feel that age is an issue. So I'm too young for this. I'm too old for this. And I'll tell you what. For people that are young watching this now, if you are young, right? It's all relative, but let's say you're younger than me, right? People older than you are gonna tell you that, you're kind of young, you don't have the life experience, you should probably wait and try some, like just do something a little safer. And they're saying it out of concern. And if you're older, and what actually, yes. So when you get older, you're gonna find that there's going to be someone older than you saying the same thing, and there's going to be younger people and where you were before, and that's going to be really so where you were before. So then you realize that in the end, it's up to you to do what you want to do at that moment. Ask yourself, what's the alternative? If something doesn't work out, what's the alternative? Okay, so that's my opinion on the subject. Hey Patrick, hope you're good. So basically we're just talking about, my friend was asking me what you do if something didn't work out. Should you try again? And I addressed it earlier. I was just saying that basically you ask yourself, what's the alternative? What would happen if I don't do it? Yeah, cool, man. So I've got to go. I'll end the live here, but really good to have everyone on. And if you have any other questions and you know where to find me, right? Message me. All right, big love.